Right, so in our last animation, we kind of set this cube up to be a cloth for it to fall to collide with the plane. Unfortunately, our camera is kind of stuck looking right here, right at 0, 0. And what the problem is with that is it doesn't track, it doesn't follow our cube. Now, good thing is cameras can be set to track any object. And you can do that under these constraints. Now, if you pop up here and add a constraint, you can actually set a track. That track can be assigned to the cube, and you can see our camera is now snapped right onto this cube. If I move it, you can now see it's following it. However, once I animate the cube, it stops tracking it because that's aimed always at the origin point. And because animating doesn't really update the true position of an object, as in like adding physics, it can kind of cause that tracking to fail. Luckily, this is a really simple fix. What we need to do is we need to head up here and we need to add. We actually need to add an empty cube. So best to actually use a object that is similar in layout. And all an empty is just an object with an outline but no faces. I'm going to make it slightly bigger for this part. Okay, now that we've actually got that focus on, we need to make sure that this always kind of behaves as part of this cube here. So shift and make sure that you've got the cube and the empty selected. And then actually you go into edit mode. Pick a nice center mass vertex. And then once you've done that, just Control P it. And what's happened is now all of this here has been parented to this vertex. The reason I think this is needed to be done is because I think physics works against vertices, not against the whole object. So I think it's very important that you focus on a vertex so that it knows what to track. Okay, now let's just check that that's dropping, and you can see the actual cube, the empty cube, is following the whole cube as it runs on its physics. Now we need to get our camera, and instead of following the cube, we're actually going to follow the empty instead. Now let's get ourselves back into camera view, and ba-ba-ba-bam, it's now actually following our cube. It's really cool that it can do that. And there's just a couple of little things set up. So you make sure that you add an empty object. You select both of the empty object and the object you're tracking. In edit mode, click on a vertex. And then in your camera, create a constraint, track to, and track the empty, and there you go. You can now track an object as it is animated using physics. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you for the next video.